Welcome back to Popularity and Price. Today is Sunday, November 19th. This is our weekend report that includes Friday's new highs and lows, our weekly repeat offenders, and the top sectors and industries. We'll kick things off with Friday's highs and lows. New highs led new lows 77 to 3. Repeat offenders included 166 new highs and 6 new lows. It was the worst week for new lows since the inception of this post. So we'll see if that trend continues or if we'll get a little bit of a pullback in the market. Did want to make one comment here. Tech was the most reoccurring sector within the new high space, followed by industrials. Let's take a look at some of these charts. So we'll start with the major indices. So the SPY had a strong week. It was up 2.3%, but really after Monday, pretty much Tuesday through the rest of the week, we just moved sideways here, which I think is really healthy action, really constrictive. You could see we're just trading right below these former highs and ultimately our former 2023 highs. So I think if we're going to make a next leg higher, seeing this sideways action here right at these former highs. This is the Qs and the Dow. That's just really constructive in my mind. Here's a long-term look at the Dow. This thing looks like it wants to find new highs. Small caps were the big story of the week last week. They had another strong week. And these were the laggards. So it's nice to see the laggards picking up a little bit. We are now kind of trading right in the smack dab middle of this massive range between about 200 and 160. So we'll see if small caps continue their strength. Let's dive into a couple stocks. Start from the top here. You know what? We're going to start with the notable new high of the week, which was Williams and Sonoma. This company reported earnings on Thursday and had an absolute monster week. It was up just under 21%. We're testing these highs from November 2021. Strong earnings report, and it's good to see some home goods makers, home goods retailers perform well. Go here with GoDaddy. We mentioned this one last week. Here's kind of the long-term view of it. But GoDaddy had another strong week, closing just below its all-time highs, but it closed at a new weekly high. Afya Limited is a medical education company. And so this kind of comes in the theme of the other educational companies that we've been talking about, including Udemy, LRN, Stride, Duolingo. Not as strong as looking at a chart as some of these other ones, but still interesting to see that outperformance within the new age education companies. BBVA is an Argentinian bank. I wanted to bring this one to note following the presidential election results in Argentina. This will be a name to keep an eye on, see if it continues this strength. I don't really know too much about the politics within Argentina, nor do I care. This chart tells me all I need to know, and if these highs continue, we could see some strength here in Argentina. Wingstop, all-time highs. Everybody wants their chicken wings. And look at that daily chart as we zoom in here. Absolute monster move. Gapped up on earnings here from the November 1st. Just continued to rally and traded sideways for a good 4 or 5 sessions before making its next leg higher. So absolutely love to see that. Wouldn't be surprised if it gave a little bit back here, maybe tested these former highs from earlier this year, but super strong chart. Uber is off to the races. Another strong week. Again, this is another name that's rallied off its earnings report, and we are quickly making our way to these all-time highs from 2021. So key level for Uber here at the 60 mark. See if this name continues to outperform. The Uber versus Lyft chart continues to amaze. This is a long-term view of it. We'll just zoom in on Lyft. It's not a new low, but still drastically different view from Uber. Ferrari had a phenomenal week, up just under 6%, all-time highs. Let's zoom out on this thing. It's an absolute monster. So JC always says recessions are a choice, and it appears that the customers of Ferrari do not care about recessions. CCJ, which is a uranium company, ran out to new highs here. This massive base going back to kind of pre-Great Financial Crisis, and this thing's just been churning higher. So we talked about some weakness in energy. Energy did have a strong turnaround last week, and these uranium names, CCJ and UEC, were some benefactors from that move. F&J annuities and life insurance has been on the list multiple times. This thing is just churning higher. The insurance space has been hot within the new highs, and FG seems to be a leader. It's still $5 billion market cap, so relatively small compared to the likes of Aflac, AFL, right? Aflac. Yeah. Whereas Aflac's just under 50 billion. So great, super strong chart in Aflac as well. ACLX is a biotech. It's a clinical stage biotech which provides cell therapy through development of innovative immunotherapies for patients with cancer and other incurable diseases. On Wednesday, this company announced that it extended its partnership with a Gilead company. I believe they received $200 million in equity at the price. I want to say it was like $66.81. So I don't know, a good 20% above its trading price, plus like 80 million in cash off the gate. So super positive deal for Arcellx. I'm not a biotech savant, so I have no idea really what these guys do. These names trade like they're on crack, so investors beware. Customers Bank Corp, QB, is a notable new high. This is a regional bank, which following the regional bank debacle, it's great to see some relative strength in the regional bank index. We have a long way to go before we're taking out these all-time highs from January of 2022, but nice to see some relative strength. SkyWest is an regional airliner headquartered in St. George, Utah. The airlines have been a disaster. Here's the Jets ETF. You can see this thing's not looking hot. We'll pull up like Love, looks ugly. Spirit Airlines. This is a name we've talked about with its new lows. It's had some rallies back, but absolutely disgusting chart. JetBlue, not great. Delta, not bad, but nothing I want to be buying. The SkyWest is an outlier though. New 52-week highs within 30-ish, 25-ish, 30-ish percent of its all-time highs. And out of all the airliners, this looks like the best name. Last one up is the degenerate stock of DraftKings. This thing is very similar to Uber. It's just been churning up. Super solid earnings reaction, a little sideways action. We're breaking higher. All-time highs here were about 74. So we still need about 100% move to get to all-time highs, but super strong relative strength from DraftKings. A few of the losers. Let's first take a look at Fisker. So Fisker had a disastrous week. It was down 37%. And finally reported earnings on Monday. We had talked about them delaying their earnings report. And then on Thursday it was, they announced a new strategy for the company. Not anything positive you want to hear, hence the reason the stock got killed on Thursday and Friday. Fisker actually dropped below a $1 billion market cap, so we will not be seeing this name on our list until it reclaims a $1 billion market cap, but wanted to make note of it. Horrendous chart. Kroger was a notable new low. Here's the daily chart. Kind of trading right at support if we look at the weekly. This 42 level has been pretty notable. Looks like just above 40 was its 2022 low. So we'll see if Kroger has room to the downside. They are reporting earnings later this month. Looks like on the 30th. So we'll wait for that earnings report. Let's take a look. We had one other one. Oops. One other name that I'd forgot. Oh, Laser. How could I forget Laser? The lidar company. Been on our new lows list all the time. So it's down 9.5% again last week. Rallied a little bit on Friday, but still, this thing is a disaster. Looks a lot like Fisker. These SPACs. Shaking my head. That's all we got for today. We'll see if small caps continue the rally from the strength last week and see if these major market indices can resolve higher. I got a feeling if these names like the SPY and the Qs resolve out of this consolidation base to the upside, we will continue to see a lack of new lows.